If you've been looking into Real Brokerage, somebody has probably told you it's an MLM or a pyramid scheme or one of those things. I get why. There's revenue share. There are tiers. People are recruiting you. So let's just answer it. Is Real Brokerage an MLM? No. And I'm going to walk you through exactly why, using the actual definition of what an MLM is so you can see it for yourself. My name is Diane Needle. I'm a full-time agent and team leader with Real Brokerage in Sharon, Massachusetts. And if you want more honest breakdowns like this every week, subscribe. I cut through the noise so you can make decisions based on facts, not someone else's recruiting pitch. What is an MLM, actually? An MLM is a business where the primary way people make money is by recruiting other people, not by selling a product or service to outside customers. In a true MLM, the product is almost secondary. The real revenue comes from recruitment. New people pay to join, they buy inventory or pay monthly fees, and the people who recruited them earn a cut. So here's the question. At Real Brokerage, where does the money come from? It comes from selling real estate. That's it. Agents sell houses. Buyers and sellers pay commissions. Real takes 15% until the agent hits a $12,000 cap. After the cap, the agent keeps almost everything minus small transaction fees. There is no cost to recruit anyone. There's no fee to be in someone's downline. There's no inventory to buy. There's no monthly auto ship. Real is a brokerage. It makes money when houses sell. So where does the confusion come from? It comes from the revenue share program. Revenue share is an optional program. If you attract another agent to Real and they produce, you earn a percentage of what Real was already keeping. Not a cut of the agent's commission, a percentage of the company's portion. And it goes 5 tiers deep. I understand why that sounds like an LMM to people who haven't looked closely. Tiers, levels, recruiting, those are MLM words. But here's the critical difference. In an MLM, you cannot make money without recruiting. Recruiting is the business. At Real, the majority of agents never recruit anyone, and they still make more money than they did at their previous brokerage because the split is better, the cap is lower, and there are no monthly fees. Revenue share is a bonus. It's not the business model. It's not how Real makes its money, and it's not how most agents at Real make their money. Only about 13% of Real's roughly 33,000 agents actively participate in attracting other agents. The other 87% are just selling houses and keeping more of their commission. Think about that for a second. 87% of the agents at this brokerage have never attracted a single person, and they're still here because the model works for them just on production alone. That tells you everything you need to know about whether this is an MLM. Compare that to an MLM where if you're not recruiting, you're losing money. Those are fundamentally different models. Revenue share is not new. Here's another way to think about it. Keller Williams, the largest real estate company in the world by agent count, grew to that size using a very similar concept. They call it profit share. Nobody calls Keller Williams an MLM. eXp Realty has a revenue share program too. They've had one for years. Revenue share is not unique to Real. It's a growth strategy that brokerages use instead of spending millions on advertising, paying for brick and mortar offices in every market, and hiring salaried professional recruiters. Think about the traditional model. Compass, Coldwell Banker, Keller Williams, they all have actual recruiters on staff getting paid a salary to attract agents. They're spending on Google ads, Facebook ads, leases, signage. All of that costs money. At Real, that money goes to agents instead. That's all it is. And here's something else most people don't know. Revenue share at Real is willable. If something happens to me, my revenue share doesn't disappear. I can will it to my spouse or my heirs. That's been the case for a few years now. It's a real asset that I own. The honest part? Now, I do want to be honest about something. The MLM accusation doesn't come from nowhere. Some agents at Real and at eXp and at other brokerages with revenue share pitch it in a way that sounds exactly like an MLM. They'll lead with passive income and financial freedom, and you never have to sell another house. They make it sound like you can just recruit people and get rich. That's bad behavior by individual agents. It's not a flaw in the model. If someone is pitching you Real and all they talk about is revenue share and recruiting, and they never mention your production, your P&L, or whether the split and cap actually makes sense for your specific business, that's a red flag about that person, not about Real. And this is one of the things I'm most proud of about Real. It actually is in our code of ethics that we can't create silos or other special incentives to recruit agents. Everyone is on the same playing field, the same tiers, the same payouts, complete transparency. You know exactly what you're getting into and what everyone else is getting into. And that's not true everywhere. I'd encourage you to ask about that if you're evaluating other brokerages. The agents who do well at Real are the ones who focus on selling houses first. Revenue share and stock are bonuses that sit on top of production, not replacements for it. That's how I run my business. That's how I talk about Real on this channel. And if you've been hearing a different pitch from someone else, be skeptical of the messenger, not the model. The recap: is Real Brokerage an MLM? No. The income comes from real estate transactions, not from recruiting. There's no fee to join someone's organization. There's no inventory. There's no monthly payment that benefits someone above you. Is there a revenue share program? Yes. It's optional. It rewards agents for helping the company grow. And it's the same concept Keller Williams used to become the biggest brokerage in the world. Should you be careful about how Real is pitched to you? Absolutely. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Focus on the math. Run your numbers and make sure anyone talking to you about Real is leading with your production, not their revenue share check. If this cleared things up for you, subscribe. Every week, I break down Real Brokerage, brokerage models, and the real numbers behind switching so you can make the smartest decision for your business without the noise. I'll see you in the next one.